Buckle up, it's about to get real. Welcome to Interviews with Ashanti. I am your host, and I'm thrilled to dive into the journeys of fascinating individuals from all walks of life. We'll explore their stories, their struggles, and their successes. The real talk you won't want to miss. Let's get into it. Well, I just want to say welcome to Uncut Interviews with Ashanti. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, Ashanti, and I'm super excited to have you join us for tonight's conversation. Make sure to follow us on YouTube at Uncut Interviews with Ashanti for more exclusive content. And then I also want to introduce you guys to tonight's show. We're thrilled to have an extraordinary guest joining us. Please give a warm welcome to the fabulous Valerie Curry, but we call her Miss V. She's in the medical field. She's also an admin with Get Money Meta, and she's also a content creator. We're excited to have her share her insight and experiences with us tonight. So, welcome to the show, Valerie. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I do want to start off by just letting everyone know, like, she's been with Get Money Meta for a really long time. She has a lot of experience in content creating and just everything within that. And she'll go into those details as well. But I want to just go ahead and let you introduce yourself to everyone and my listeners who may not know you so that way they get a feel of you.
Okay. Well, of course, you know my name. I just celebrated my 63rd birthday.
Happy
I
birthday.
am the mother of three grown sons. I don't have any daughters. I have seven grandchildren and one great granddaughter. I know you guys see my nature on my face page all
Yeah,
the
she's so
time.
adorable.
I work part time as a front desk agent for a local casino hotel. I work full time in the medical field. I'm actually in communications. I'm one of the ones that you hear when you go to a hospital to announce the visiting hours, paging doctors, when they're having different codes like code blue, code strokes. I'm responsible for getting that medical team to that specific issue. So I'm always in tune with everything. I have to stay on top of everything and make sure everybody gets where they need to be.
That's phenomenal. Well, I do know that you're like a really, really hard worker. You're always working and then you're also present. How do you balance that and how did you get into the medical field?
Well, I've been in the medical field for a very long time. I was like 23 and over I was over a laboratory at a major hospital that is no longer open. But I've always been able to just speak for myself, explain myself, and I always people will always tell me, well, you can't do that. You're not old enough, or you can't do that. You don't have enough education. So I was always able to persuade them to give me a chance, and I excelled at everything I did. And then I would get bored and I'd move on to something else.
I can understand that, but that's also how you grow, right? Like, because it's like you don't want to do the same thing. So it's like you got to move up and kind of do different things.
Yeah. Then I went to brokerage. I worked for a brokerage firm for a number of years. I went to CPA. I worked in a CPA firm for a number of years. I worked for the St. Louis Business Journal, which is a business newspaper. I started out as their receptionist and ended up writing columns for them. So I've had an array. I was always in corporate America when I raised my sons. Then after they became grown and on their own, then I ventured off into just having a more laid back type jobs. I worked for two major insurance companies, United Healthcare and Anthem. And those jobs are very stressful when you're trying to explain benefits to people. I don't know why they pay for benefits and they don't understand them until they go get this gargantuan bill and they don't understand why. It's very stressful. They're talking to doctors. They really don't understand English very well. It was just so stressful. So I got out of that and then I went off into the medical field that I'm in now.
Wow, that's impressive. Well, congratulations, like on all your endeavors and being able to have experienced all that.
I always tell people don't let someone tell you what you can't do. So many of us, we, especially women, we get discouraged when someone tells you what you can't do. And just put your mind to it and you can do it. If you're not interested, that's different. But if it's something you really want, you can get it.
You're absolutely right. I feel the same way about this podcast. It's something that I wanted and I got it and I've been doing it. So I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, it's out there. It's but you have to want it. You have to show up. You have to be present. You have to learn. I was really blessed as a young girl. I was taught by a lot of older people. I always got under the people that could teach me. I always did. I asked questions. I watched. I would go to different programs. I would just go. I would just take note. I would read books. I was just that girl. I wanted to know, how did this tick? How are you doing that? What's going on? What can I do to do that? And that's how I got where I am today, asking questions.
Absolutely. Hey, that's probably one of the best things and greatest advices to give. Ask questions. Nothing is too little or too big to ask, and you won't know if you don't ask.
Now, I did have some people to try to sabotage me, give me bad information, hoping that I would fail. I did go through that for a while, but you got that in any industry.
Yeah, you do. You do. How do you overcome some of these challenges and what keeps you motivated and what has kept you motivated over the years to keep pushing boundaries and pursuing new opportunities?
Well, even though I have grown children, I feel like they are still watching me, and I want to be example to someone else's child. I want to be an example to someone else that's struggling, that just like me. I'm going to talk about my COVID experience. I contracted COVID April 3rd of 2020. It was very new. The doctors didn't know what to do. It was a horrible experience. I stayed off work from April 3rd until September 29th of 2020. I was just that sick with it. Um, they tell you that, your life is never going to be the same. Your quality of life won't be the same. You won't be able to perform. You won't. I heard so many want. You won't. You won't. You won't. So I just decided to be that poster child for anything is possible. I'm not the only person that ever got deathly sick, almost losing my life. So many of us give up. I was determined not to. I always feel like somebody's watching me. I want to be an example for somebody. And that's why I keep going. I'm 63. And if I can work the way I work, what's wrong with the 20 and 30s? What are you guys doing?
Tell it, speak.
I mean, what are you doing? Yes. Do my legs hurt from walking? Yes. Does my back hurt? Does my head hurt? Am I tired? Of course. But guess what? I like to go on vacation. I like to go to casinos. I like to go in Target and buy what I want. I like to order DoorDash when I want. I can't do all of that if I limit myself.
Absolutely. That's the best way, though. You have to, because even like with my mom is 71 and she's always doing something. Like she can run circles around people my age, you know? She's
Yeah.
always doing something. And then like I'll see people her age and they're not, like they don't want to do nothing. Like some of her siblings that have passed are younger than her. She's the oldest out of 13, you know? And it's like incredible just to see like how much resilience and strength she has. And she says the same thing you like, what's wrong with the young people? They don't want to do nothing. Everyone's lazy.
Well, I remember I was probably 12 or 13 years old. I was in middle school and I came home and I don't even remember what it was that had me so upset. I was just crying and I can't. And my dad said, hey, now I was raised by military parents. My dad was like, hey, what are you crying about? What is it that you said you can't do? And I proceeded to tell him, and he says, well, what do you think would be the fix for that? How would you fix it? I don't know. He told me very sternly, don't ever come to me again with a problem if you don't have a solution. That was it. That was it for me. I've been headstrong ever since.
That's the way to be, though, for sure. I'm happy that you also were able to recover from COVID.
Oh,
I
it
know
was
that was like a
bad.
very, very scary time
It was
for a lot of
bad, baby.
people.
It was bad. They diagnosed me first because I told them I was having a heart attack because my chest hurt so bad. And at the time, I was 58 years old, so it wasn't impossible for me to be having a heart attack. And they rushed me through. They put me on the EKG machine. They said, "Well, no, you're not having a heart attack. Your heart's fine." They sent me to X-ray. My left lung was severely clogged with mucus, so they diagnosed me with acute pneumonia. I felt like I had been hit by a truck. They didn't keep me in the hospital. They said it was so much COVID in there that I would more than likely die. Be put on the incubator, the thing on your nose, intubated, and I would probably die. So I said, well, I'm gonna go home. So at the time I was living by myself. I said I'm gonna go home. So they sent me home, and it was just horrible. And I remember laying in my bed, and somebody was bamming, bamming, bamming on my door. I'm like, who is this? Because my kids got a key. So who is this? I remember getting up, struggling to the door. It was the local fire department. They asked me, they said, "Are you Valerie Curry?" I go, "Yeah." "Ma'am, you have COVID." And he ran from the door. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of figured I did, you know. So I just continued with the medicines that I was taking. And when I went to the doctor, they were just explaining to me how close I had gotten to death. And it was just so scary to see your doctors with tears in their eyes.
Yeah,
It was
it
just,
is.
it was a scary, scary, scary experience.
Yolanda Irvin said, praise God you recovered from COVID. Her mother passed away from COVID in 2020.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm so sorry
and
about
and
that.
my dad, I got it. I attracted it April 3rd. I found my dad on April 19th. He had had a stroke. I had just gained my strength. He wouldn't answer the phone. I came over because I don't live very far from my dad. I live in the house now that I grew up in. He left me the house, but I came in and he was on the couch, and you could see that he had had a stroke. It was very evident, and he passed away on April 28th. So here I am trying to get well from my situation, having to bury him. I was the executor of his estate, having to close his estate out. It was a mess. And I think I went into like a slight depression because I felt bad because I wasn't there to help my dad. Here I am with going through my episode, and I should have been trying to help him.
Couldn't at the same time because you were so ill too. You were holding on
Right.
to a like a thin thread, just trying to make it because they didn't even have all the research on it at that time.
Right, right. Now I do still have the what they call the long COVID. I get winded really quick sometimes. But I know, I have a inhaler and all. I know my limitations. I do have limitations. I can't walk around like a big mall without sitting down periodically. Other than that, I'm okay. As you see, the way I work, I'm okay.
Right, right. Well, I'm grateful that you're okay, and I am really sorry about your dad because I know
Yeah.
that that had to have been really tough to, like dealing with your own health and then having to find that out, and then you're still having to deal with. It's very difficult when somebody dies. We have to deal with grief, but it's even more difficult when they put us in charge
Yeah.
to take care of everything, and that stuff is very time consuming,
Yeah.
and it's very messy.
And Yolanda, I'm so sorry you lost your mom. uh,
Yes.
that was a very ugly time to pass away. I mean, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I don't mean that without having any sympathy. But what I meant by it was you couldn't put your loved one away the proper way. You were limited to you could like us. We could only have 10 people in the gathering. They weren't doing hearse because COVID was so rough at that time. It was just sad. Everything was so closed off. The world was so closed off.
It was really sad. I think um it was very depressing too. Like
Hmm.
it wasn't good. And I think that it was very hard for children. It was hard for families because it's just like everything was limited. Like I don't even think they let people go to church. Like people have to watch church on TV. Like it was bad.
Yeah, yeah. So we didn't give him. I mean, he was in ICU. We couldn't go up there because the hospital was so full of COVID. You just didn't give him. I felt like I didn't give him the proper goodbye. He kind of died alone. But he was that kind of person anyway. He was, like I said, he was retired military. He wouldn't have wanted us to be crying all over him. But it was just the fact that we didn't even have the option. That's what
Right,
was so
just to have
hard.
that closure, just to
Yeah.
hold his hand, right?
Yeah.
I'm
And
so
I'm gonna tell you
sorry.
something. When I had COVID and I laid in that bed, I had many hours to lay down because I couldn't get up. I thought about all the foolishness that I had put up with in my life. I thought about all the foolishness I participated in. I thought about all the people that I gave so much to that didn't even call to see if I was okay. I
It was
just
a
thought
wake
about
up
it
call.
all. I just thought about it all. And I prayed and I prayed and I prayed and I made a promise. I said, God, if you let me get through this, I promise you I will not participate in the things that I knowingly did. I won't deal with the people that couldn't care less about me right now. And I'm gonna focus more on doing better and getting better. That was a prayer every day, all day.
Wow.
Because you
That is
think
very
about it.
big.
You
Yeah.
think about all the stuff that you did and participated in and was a part of. You think about all of that.
You're right. You do because at any given point in time when you feel that or know that, like anytime that you're faced with something where you could possibly be looking at death, that is the first thing that you're going to think about. But then also you think about who's here. When
Yep.
you go through really, really tough times, God will show you who's here. And I mean, He does it in a way that's so painful. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's painful because you think like the people that are your real friends and like family and people that you truly love and respect and honor, they're usually not the first people that come to you.
No. No,
Yeah.
my sons did very well, by me having boys. Um you often wonder, will a boy show up for you versus having a daughter?
Mm-hmm.
Girl, my sons washed my face, did all of that, okay? It was just like they didn't even care. It was no, hey, we got to get you well. You know what I mean?
Cause you mama
And then
bear. Like what?
yeah, but you wonder about these things when you don't have a girl. You do. You just want, when you're not sick, you just say, hey, there's going to be a time when I'm going to need something. Will my boys feel uncomfortable? But I never had that problem.
I love that for you. That just shows like what type of mother you are and how you raise them because like that's really big. I always tell people like treat your children well so when you get older that you can also be treated well. Like
Yeah.
it's really like it's like a what do you call it? Like a boomerang effect. It really is. Like it comes back around, you know?
Yeah.
So, and I love that. I love that they take, incredible care of you in that situation.
And my male girl, I had a female male person at the time. She would come by and drop off juices, and she would knock on my door, and I knew her knock. She had a specific knock, and I knew to give her a few minutes so she could leave the porch, and I would go and drag the stuff in. She took such good care of me too. It was just those small things that just meant so much at that time.
Yeah, I did.
Mm,
That is, my brother had COVID like really, really bad. And I mean like me, my sister and my mom, like we would pick days, and we would like cook like breakfast, lunch, dinner, foods, herbs, soups, tea, like you name it. We would like have to like drop it off. And he always says that he was like, I don't know what I would have done without y'all. Like I would have potentially died because it was no one there to take care of him.
yeah, and a lot of people think I'm mean, but I'm not mean. I'm just a no nonsense type of person. You are not going to get anywhere in life with all these excuses. We all have limitations, but come on now, we got to let these excuses go. We have got to. If you don't want to do something, just don't do it. But don't make an excuse for not doing it.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, there y'all go, dropping wisdom.
I tell my sons all the time, that sounds like an excuse. I tell them all the time. I said, now, is it something you really don't want to do, or do you not have time to do it? I mean, what is it for real? And hey, that and it's just like my limitation. I can't walk around a lot. I can't. because I get winded so quick. That's my limitation. It's not that I don't want to, but I'm limited because my breathing gets real bad. But an excuse, I'm right now in my life, I'm gonna either let you know I'm not interested in that. It sounds like a good opportunity, but I'm not interested. Thanks for offering it. But I'm not going to give you
Right.
an excuse of, well, I don't have internet, or, my phone bill is not paid. Not, I'm not going to have a phone tomorrow. That's an excuse.
Just hinder you so badly. It's just make
They
everything about a yes or
do.
no. I teach my kids that. It's just either a yes or no. Don't say maybe. Don't I will. Oh, maybe. No. No, 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 no. Be stern and stand on that business. It's yes or no. There's no maybe. You think you're going to go in front of God and tell him maybe? No, it's not going to work like that.
Yeah. I mean, you have
So
to be true to
be,
yourself. You have to be true to
yeah,
yourself. Who are you fooling? You're at the end of the day, who are you fooling? Nobody.
but yourself, right?
Yeah. So that's just how it is. I mean, I will help anybody. If you come to me and ask me something, if I don't know the answer, I'm going to try to get it for you.
Same. I feel that from you though, but I don't know. I don't feel you're mean. I feel like you're just straight to the point. You're
Yeah.
just straight to the point. Like
Mm.
that's how my family is. I grew up around women like that. You know, point. Like so when you grow up like that and it's in you, it's just execution. You have to learn how to execute. There's no point in the more excuses you make, it's like you're just like prolonging, and then there comes a day where you can no longer prolong it.
That's right. See, I raised boys, so I didn't have a daughter that I had to walk around on cotton and watch her emotions, and I didn't have that. So they were soldiers. I worked. You guys have to do this. You got to keep my house clean. You got to keep the trash taken out. You're gonna get good grades. Because I got divorced when they were age 6 and 2, and I never got remarried. So we're doing this together, but you guys have to help me. I'll work because I work 2 jobs raising them. I'll work, no problem, but you got to do everything to help me help you.
Absolutely. It's the same thing with my kids. That's how I am. I have a boy and a girl, and it's like that too.
Yeah.
And then I keep make sure that they always have a good relationship with one another. But that's the goal. You have to work for what you want. I don't want to hear any of that. You know, my daughter's like, I want to be this kind of doctor. We'll see. We'll see. And all that is talk. Show me, we can talk all day, but you have to show that, and you're going to have to put in a lot of work to be that doctor. It's one thing, it's very difficult to get through medical school. It's all of that is going to come with its own challenges. But if you want something and you put in the work for it, you can get there and then you can have that life that you want, but just make sure that you're doing it for happiness and not because of the money. The goal has to be happiness. Is this something that you love? Because I feel like a lot of times people do a lot of things just like, well, I guess I'll do it, but it's like you have to have passion behind it. Like if you have no passion behind it, it won't mean anything to you.
That's right. And I tell people all the time, I have more years behind me than I have ahead of me. So if I can help you as a younger person achieve your goal, of course I'm going to help you. But you got to help yourself first. I'm not going to do all the work for you. I can't want it more than you want it. But if you need my help, I'm here.
Absolutely. Hey, I'm telling you, that is the way. I think at the end of the day, like, that's why I'm so grateful for this interview with you because you are older and you have experienced more. You've been in my years, You've lived my life. You've been in our years. You've went through many different things. So the knowledge and the wisdom, it's what's so imperative to us, because somebody has to pass the baton so that like people, younger children can learn from elderly. Like that's how it was. That's how we grew up. So it's kind of like now we have a generation where some of those things are not passed down, like the morals, the values, the structure, everything is fading away, and everything that's not good is just being like normalized. But the good stuff, it's like, oh yeah, like that's boring. Don't do that. But I'm like, it's not boring because at the end of the day, like those things are very valuable.
Yeah. And we as young women, we have to stop putting so much in. into our partners, whether you're dating a man or a woman. You got to stop. You got to start putting emphasis on you and your children. You have got to do this because that's what's important, building a better you and raising your children. I know you all go to the malls. I know you see these erratic acting kids. These kids are out of control nowadays. We have got to pull these kids back.
Yeah, we do. It's bad. That's like, I feel like my home is a safe home. Like it's a
Yeah.
safe space. And over the years, like with my son, his friends would always tell him, "You are so blessed to have the mom that you have because she cares." Like she cares. Because in a lot of aspects, some women, they put men before anything. They don't
Yeah.
care like about their kids, or like the kids have to fend for themselves and then they come here. And I'm like, are y'all hungry? Because if I feed my kids, I'm going to feed your kids.
Okay,
If
this
I
I
go
got a
to
good
the
question.
mall with my kids, I'm going to clothe your kids too. You think I'm going to go to the mall with my kids and their friends and not buy their friends something? I don't work like that.
See,
Whatever I give mine, I'm going to give yours. I'm not like, I was raised that way, but it's like, it's bad like when people put the wrong things before it, because it's kind of like you create hate, and then like your child will hate that person just off the merit that like you don't care about anything else but that.
but like I work at a casino hotel. Okay, people check in with their kids. I mean, the kids range from orange babies all the way up to 18, 19. All right, there's nothing at a casino hotel for a child to do. Absolutely nothing. Outside of eating a meal, that we don't have a game room, we don't have a pool, we don't have anything for a child. So what do you think happens? They leave, most of the time they leave these kids in the room. They go over to the casino. The kids are looking for the parents. It's just a mess. What are you doing? If you don't have someone to watch your kids, or if you're not going to stay with them, why are you bringing them? Why?
That's how it is. It is like that. They don't care. I don't know. I see it all the time. They don't care. It's like the experience. It's like, yeah, I'm going for the experience. They don't care about anything else that's going on around it. But I'll say this though, as a grown adult, you have to carry responsibility in knowing what comes with having a child. Then don't have no kid until you're like really ready to just be a parent, because it's easy to make kids. Anybody can make them. Not everybody can raise them, especially raise them right. And people like mix that. They're like, "Oh, I just want to have a family." A family costs it. You need discipline, a lot of love. You're gonna be exhausted. Having kids is not just like, "Oh, we like," no. Like you have to create structure, and you have to give kids love, and you have to give them reason. Because if you don't like, my dad used to always say, don't bring children into like bad situations, because then you're creating brokenness, like build them up to be strong and to know what like love really is, because then they're going to be confident. They're going to walk around like love, because that's how they were brought up, but some people, they just have kids. Well, I'm okay. Kids are amazing. Kids are a blessing, yes, but just have means for them. Because if you're not going to treat them right, one day your kids are going to have to tell the story of you, of how you raised them, Make sure that that story is worth hearing, like, and a lot of people, they don't realize that.
Well, a lot of the girls that I see have babies to hold on to the man. So you know what happens when the man either walks away, don't want to be bothered, doesn't acknowledge, then now she mistreats the kid because, now the child is the problem. When the baby should never have been born to you anyway because you got the baby on the wrong pretense. You know what I mean? So, it's a vicious circle all the way around. It
Yeah, but
really
that's
is.
that's something that goes on like bad now. It's
Yeah.
almost like they like a child is being used as clickbait.
Yeah.
And it's not good. But it's always the children, the elderly, and the handicapped who get abused. But usually children, they always get the like short end of the stick in life, especially in situations like that, because the child didn't ask to be here.
Right.
But
Yeah.
it is like that. We deal with people who, I think it's just trauma. It's just trauma, like so much trauma, so much hurt, so much pain. No one wants to forgive. People don't really believe in forgiveness anymore either. It's like they'll say like, "Yeah, I'll forgive it," but then like they don't really forgive it. They still hold on to the trauma. But it's like it starts with the parent, like, and that's another thing too, accountability. Parents don't like to take no accountability, like, at all. They're like, well, like, you could have whatever. Like, you have to own up. Like, if you created a problem, own up to it. Like, you can't, because you're not going to have functional if you created dysfunction. How do you expect that? Like, you can't, that's like if I've been taking my kids to McDonald's their whole life, and then now, Miss Val, you take them to a 8 course meal, they're not gonna know what to do, right? They're gonna be
Right.
like, what's this?
Yeah.
We've been eating McDonald's our whole life. They're not gonna know how to act because they were not brought up in that structure, but it is like that, and it's very sad.
Yeah, it's a different world now, I have to admit, and I'm so glad I'm not raising kids in it because I wouldn't know what to do. It's just
Yeah,
rough because I definitely couldn't work the way I work. Not with raising a child.
exposed to so much,
Hmm.
and the
Hmm.
upbringing is different. Like, my kids were
Yeah.
outside. My kids were like, I can't believe, like, you waited till we were 14 to have a phone. Like, we're popular kids. I'm like, I don't care.
Hmm.
Popularity ain't paying no bills. Like, I'm still buying them Jordans. You're not like paying for that. Like, when you get money and you're working in school doing something, then we can talk about popularity.
Well, you know what? Big Mama is gone.
That's it.
Big Mama and Big Daddy, they gone. We don't have that no more. Big Mama would be there for you when your own mother wasn't there. We don't have that village anymore. You go to a neighbor's house and say they child did something, you liable to get shot.
Yeah.
So it's a big piece of the puzzle missing.
We did grow up different. I remember, and I was just a bad child. I was just, oh my God, guys, the things that I did when I was a kid, I deserved whoopings. But like, everyone would tell on you. Like, I would take all the neighborhood kids and go to the local store. This was in Croatia. And I would like tell them the kids to buy whatever they wanted. And then the lady at the register, she's like, "Well, who's gonna pay for this?" I'm like, "My mom, when she gets off work." My mom would whoop my butt, like, outside in front of everybody. Like, she's like, "You cannot do that. Like, are you crazy?" But I just did what I wanted. And I used to get my butt toe up. Like, it was bad. But like, I think that was the difference. Now parents are afraid to discipline their kids.
Well, you can't because somebody's gonna call the police on you. You can't. You just can't. I mean, it's just that's just how it is. I mean, we got knocked between the M&Ms and the Snicker bars in the
I
store when
know.
we were growing up. I mean, I'm just saying. But we were different kids. We knew not to.
Because Big Mama
Yeah.
and Big Daddy are not here. Like, they're not here to do that disciplinary action, bringing the family together. The torch has been passed down to the next generation. So we also have to hold ourselves accountable so that we can start doing that. Like, we can be a change, and we can be a village. But it is very difficult now, and they've turned everything into politics.
Yeah.
It's so political now.
Look at the world we're living in now. Who would ever thought that the government would shut down and people would possibly not get their food stamps or their Medicaid or
Right.
the WIC? Who would ever have thought this?
Because this is going to create a riot.
It is. And it's going to be targeted toward working people. I looked on Facebook one day and there was like 15 or 16 posts saying, if I don't get my food stamps, Walmart better watch out. Do you realize that you could be charged for that? Just that statement? Yeah. So, I mean, what are we doing?
And I know that my son could have been in the street. That would have been easy. I know, because he had heart, and he wasn't afraid of much. But I told my son, I said, listen, I will call the people and they can take you and they can be responsible for you. I'm not, I say, you want to live this life? You want to be in the streets? Then you better be the best street dude in the world. You better go out there and hustle and sell dope and take your butt to prison and ride for your homies, whatever you want to do. But you can't do that here.
Yeah.
This is my life. This is my house. This is how you're going to live here. You want to wear nice clothes, you want vacation, you want nice life, then you have to do it my way. You don't like it? Go. I'm not going to play radio. I don't have time for this. I was raised like this. I'm raising you the same way. If you don't like it, don't let the door hit you on the way out. He's like, but I'm 14. But you want to act grown? Go
Yeah.
be grown. Let me go see how you do. Because you can't do it how I do it. I promise you. But he didn't. He changed. His friendship, he changed. He realized. And at 17 years old, when he graduated, he gives me a kiss on my forehead and says, "You saved my life. Thank you." I
Yeah.
know. I
Hmm.
know. But you got to be tough. Like, you can't, right now, everyone's just too emotional. Like,
Yeah.
oh, don't touch him. He's just going through this. Oh, don't do this. Oh, you if you raise your kids like this, the world's going to destroy them.
But you know what else I see when you said tough? It used to be where you, like when I was coming up, if you had a little boyfriend or you were dating somebody and you broke it off, yeah, your little feelings be hurt, you move on. They kill you now.
Right, it's bad. It's horrible. Same anymore. My
Yeah,
brother, my
so it's
brother
like,
was in a situation like that.
I
His
mean, what do
case,
you
yeah.
do? Do you just not talk to people? Do you just walk with blinders on? I mean, it's just a man killed a lady the other day because she didn't accept his phone number from him.
What?
I mean, yeah, what are you doing?
His phone number?
Yeah, he tried to give her his phone number and she said no thanks. And she might have said like I'm seeing somebody or whatever. And he like, oh, you gonna take this and shot her and killed her.
Oh my gosh, that's
What do you?
insanity.
I mean, how do you live life? Do you just walk around with your eyes closed? I mean, what do you do?
Yeah, that's keep your eyes open and you got to know like what you're dealing with. And yeah, it's rough. It's bad out here. Like, I never thought that this would be like this is what things would look like, honestly. Like, I never
Yeah,
thought that.
yeah, it's bad.
But like I said, this all starts at home. And this all starts with
Yeah.
what children are exposed to. I feel like I got in trouble. I got into a fight. So many broken kids. Like, here I am thinking I'm this bad kid because I got into a fight. And these kids were like forced to smoke meth with their parents. They were like exposed to things that were like really, really bad. They were abused, sexually abused. Like, it was so many things that they went through that like I couldn't even like wrap my mind around it at that age because I was like, my dad was funding my life. He was like, I had the car that I wanted, whatever. If like, as long as I made good grades, he would give me anything that I want. But it's like when met them, it humbled me. It made me realize like, dang, like that's where it started. Like, all the brokenness, it starts at home. And then like children, they look for a way out. It's just like an outlet. And it turns into adulthood if it's never resolved.
Yeah.
That's why, like, if you notice, like, women and men who come from like extremely broken places, they'll look for love anywhere. Because anything that feels safe, anything but there. Like, so they're runners. They have to run for like something that feels like tangible, like they can hold on to. And that is where that comes from. It's just trauma, and it's just unhealed. Like, it's insane that we don't have like free services like that. Like, that should begin in elementary school. where people can talk to children and see what their situation is or what their needs is and
Well,
how
you
it
know
should
they're
be
cutting
met.
funding. They cut funding on a lot of that stuff. So I mean, what do you do?
It's bad. It's not good.
Yeah, it's just it's a lose lose situation.
I don't know, but you know what? We have a podcast, so we have we have each other, and we have content, we have Facebook, we have social media. We can always try and find ways, to fight for people, to spread awareness, continue spreading kindness, because right now the world isn't very kind.
No, it isn't. It isn't at all. It is so sad.
Get into content creating, and when did that start for you?
My cousin one day was talking to me. She's in the group, Kamisha. She was just saying, you could be a content creator because I really wasn't. I mean, I would post things on Facebook, but I really wasn't into it. You know what I mean? She was like, you could do it. She said, you got a lot that you could help people with. You could do it. So I did it. And I hate to tell you this, but I got a lot of I think I was up to like 10,000 followers. And I just deleted it. I'm like, I'm done. I'm not doing this because I was so stressed out with my job because at the time I was working at Anthem and that job was really stressful. And I was just like, I can't give this the attention it needs. So I deactivated it. About 3 months later, I got back into it and I'm in it better now because my mind space is in a different place. So yeah, I just did it. After she said I could do it, I said, well, let me try.
And
And
how has that been for you? how
oh, it's
how is
fine.
it how
Oh,
is it balancing it, like, because like you work a lot, like your personal life, the hospital. How do you balance like your personal life with the content, and then also I guess I'll ask that next. Let me ask that
okay.
first.
It goes back to wanting to do it versus having to do it. I don't have to do it. And when I say have to, for the income, I don't have to have it. I do it because I want to. I feel like things that I have gone through, if I notice I'll go through the group and somebody will be having a bad day, it won't have that person's name on that post, but that post is directed to them because of an issue that they're having. Or I'll see something funny, I'll post it. I'll go shopping, I'll post it. My great grandbaby, I'll post. It's just one of those things. It's easier for me because I want to do it and I enjoy doing it. I'm not stressed out doing it. I'm not. So it makes a difference when you're not stressing. You enjoy what you do, it flows easy.
Absolutely, I agree with that. How did you get into Get Money Meta?
I don't know who invited me. I was thinking about that the other day. I don't know who invited me. I remember accepting the invite. I don't know. And it just went on from there. And when I first got in here, there was so many people complaining and this and that. And this group here does that. And this group there does this. And I got on there when I was like, all these excuses is not going to work for me. Maybe this isn't the group I need to be in. You got to stop with all the excuses. I would engage. Just one girl, I got on her page. We weren't friends. She wasn't following me. I wasn't following her. She said she had a question about chocolate. Who likes chocolate and who doesn't? If you like chocolate, what candy bar do you like or how do you like your chocolate? And I responded, I don't like chocolate at all because I don't. And she says, why are you on my, you could just hear the anger. Why are you on my post? I'm not following you. Girl, get over yourself.
You don't like chocolate, so what? Wow.
Yeah, I say, excuse me, ma'am, but you need to adjust your attitude. I'm here. Any comment that is left for you helps you make some money. It doesn't matter if I'm following you or not. I passed by your post. I answered the question. Move on. Next thing I knew, a couple days later, Errol sent me a thing to be a moderator. Then shortly after that, he asked me to be an admin. So it just happened.
Right, right. I love that. What advice do you have for listeners that are just beginning and don't know where to start with content?
Just post things that you enjoy. Um, Find your audience, look at some of your audience, go on their page, read what they like, look at what they like. Do you have someone on there that likes purses like me? I'll post a purse as much as I can because I love purses. Babies, dogs, those are all interests of people. COVID, I went through that. I can help anybody with my experience. You have to find your niche. Now, what I don't like is all the sex talk. I don't like people on here, talking up. We all know what sex is. Don't get me wrong. We all know what it is. But I don't want to have to watch your behind on a Facebook page. I don't want. We're not gonna talk about that. So if I go to your page and that's what you're talking about, I'm skipping right over you because
I
that's not a topic.
understand.
That's not an interest of mine.
I understand. And I think that's what's hard too, because it's like I see people that, for example, practice different religions, and I see idols and different things. It's very difficult for me to connect to that, and I'll skip over that post and I'll go to the next one and I'll respond to that. Or if I see something that's like really, really negative, I try and like lighten it up with positivity. I think that is where freedom of speech, you know what I'm saying? And like
Yeah.
things that, and like I kind of feel like everybody's gonna do what feels like authentic to them. It may not feel authentic to somebody else, but I
Right.
think like if you don't have anything to say, sometimes it's best not to say anything at all,
Right. Right.
because we can't, like, I think too, the change is like age. As you age, things change. How you see things, it changes. Like my perspective and your perspective is going to be different, because why? Different experiences. I'm not there yet, maybe, like, so it's all different. But
Yeah.
I'm the same way. It's difficult for me to, if I see something that it's hard for me to connect to, it's difficult for me to connect to it. And it's
Yeah.
not that I don't want to like be supportive. Sometimes I just have to go to the next post for that person, because I don't know what to say, because I don't believe in that. And it makes it really, I feel conviction. It's almost like God's like, say something about me. Like it feels like that to me. I'm like, oh my gosh, why am I in this position? But I
Mm.
can't tell people like what to believe in, or how to live, or what to do. Everyone is entitled to like their own life and their own belief and their own structure of how they see fit for themselves.
But you could do polls.
Yeah.
You could say, what's your opinion? Does red apples taste better than green apples? I mean,
Hmm.
I'm just using something simple, but you can do polls on Facebook. You can do all of that, but you just have to find what works for you. You'll have to say, I'm looking for a pair of cute black booties. Where can I find them? Does Give me some suggestion. People
Right.
will come to your page and comment. Now you know this is what you're working for. You're working for the comments.
Right. Right.
You
Right.
know, my great grandbaby is going to be with me next summer. Does anybody have any ideas on what we could do for the summer? Stuff like that.
Yeah, because that's going to get a lot of engagement because it's a question. I do
Yeah,
that too. I ask
yeah.
questions on my page. I always say like, what's a small win that you celebrated this week? And it does. It gets a lot of engagement because it's people will probably like, oh, okay, I can comment on this, because it's general. It's a general post, and you're going to get a lot of engagement anytime you have a question like, what's a song that you're listening to right now? It has
And
a
then
lot of
they're
engagement.
on here arguing about these celebrities. These celebrities don't even know who you are and couldn't care less who you are. Why are you on your Facebook page arguing about these celebrities?
Right, right. Yeah, that's true.
Just move on to something. You got to have something in your life that you believe in or that interests you. You have to.
Absolutely, absolutely. I want to ask you, what do you want the listeners to take away from this interview, and do you have any life lessons for anyone?
Well, I want you to take away just be your authentic self. Just live your life, be authentic, Have fun and quit stressing off of the numbers. The numbers are going to come. Just post what interests you. Post what might interest your audience. Just be you. Stop engaging in foolishness. Stop making excuses, because you know an excuse is kind of contagious. If I'm on your post and I'm hearing all your 99 excuses, then my mentality is sometimes can feed into that. Don't do it.
Right, right.
Wish them well and move on.
Absolutely. Where can our listeners find you and what can they expect?
Oh girl, I'm gonna do big things once I start working so much.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's just I'm just right now, to be real with you, I'm just going for the ride. I'm watching. I'm watching really closely what's going on. And hey, if I do nothing but support, I think that's a lot. I'm here to support you in whatever you're doing. I am here. I'm never unreachable. I'm here. But you have to let me know if it's something I can help you with.
I love that. Thank you. Well, if I need anything, I know where to go.
Yeah, I mean, you just like I say, everybody has a different niche. Everybody has a different interest, but that doesn't mean that mine is any less than yours. We are. This world is so big. There's so much that you could do to uplift people, to encourage. Because I'm about encouraging. There's so much we can do.
Absolutely. I love that. And are you on any other platforms? Or are you just on Facebook?
Just I have them. Like some my posts will automatically go to Instagram. I have TikTok. I'm not on it, but I have it. So yeah, primarily all I do is Facebook.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I truly
I just
appreciate
want
you.
everybody to know that I truly, truly, truly love them. You guys have been the family, the sisters, the daughters, the sons, and I've never been an aunt. So I've got nieces and nephews. I've got all of this in one group. And you guys do not understand how much I appreciate that. Because I'm just like everybody else. I have low days too. And when I go and people I have people calling me auntie. I have people sending me love all day long. You don't know how much that means. That is such a wonderful thing.
I love that. We are so grateful for you, and I truly appreciate you for joining me. It was an honor. I appreciate all your wisdom, knowledge, and we love you too. You are loved. You are appreciated. I see all the hard work that you put in your personal life, in your life, and then I also see you also being so present with the team, and just even in your content. So I just want to say thank you. I truly appreciate you for making time this evening for me.
Definitely. If anything I can do going forward, just reach out, let me know. And hey, we'll go on from there.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much for joining my show.
All
Thank you
right.
to
Have a
all
good
of my
night,
listeners.
everybody.
Have a wonderful evening.
You do the same. Bye bye.
Bye bye.